Oh, hi, you guys. Hi, and welcome to another stream. Today, we have got double barrel one-shots lined up for you guys. We are starting at level 1 now at 7 AM, and then in 3 hours' time, we're going to be going again with a much higher level prison break. But as for right now, we are here. We are playing a game with some new faces and some old faces. It's going to be a lot of good fun. So if you guys are here, you probably already know these. But nonetheless, these are the links you need if you want to get involved. Discord for artwork, talking D&D, asking questions about rules, getting to know people, anything you like. Hey, Chris. Also, Twitter is where you need to be if you want to get into games now. I'm not reaching out to people nearly so much as I used to. I still reach out to new people every now and again when I see them like crying out for games on Twitter. But apart from that, you want to get in the diary, you need to send me a DM and we'll get you in the diary. We are now booking all the way up to halfway through July. So get in quick. Get in quick for them games. That's what you need to do. Also, I recently hit my first Patreon goal. Whoop! Which is fantastic news. I'm so appreciative of you guys. There's a video up about that. I don't know what to say. I remember when I very first started streaming, I never thought that anyone would pay me money ever to do anything like on this. Like I just thought I'd come and have a laugh, and then here we are. Like with merch and all sorts of things. So you guys, last command before I go and get the guys. There you go. That's not how you spell you guys. I mean, it's a spelling of you guys. You know what I mean. There you go. Scrat going big. Whoop. Hope so. Okay. But I think that's it from me. Yeah, we'll get straight into this. I'll go and grab the guys. Oh, hi, you guys. You are live.
What's up? How's it going?
It's great. So normally when I do these streams, normally I set the scene and let everyone introduce themselves to it. However, this time around, I would like your characters to be somewhere that they know and are comfortable. Maybe it's their living room, maybe it's their local pub, maybe it's halfway down a dungeon somewhere. Let's not ask too many questions or like kink shame or anything. So we're going to go round and if you guys could set the scene you are in, except we will go in camera order, except we are going to do Tahina last. So... First of all, welcome to the show for the first time, Sem, Ellie, hi.
Hi. Hello. Okay, so what, you want me to describe Ariel and what she's at and where she's doing?
Yeah.
Damn, this is all of a sudden. I hadn't really thought about that. Well, I think you're most likely to catch Ariel. She's chilling on a beach, I think, right now. She's got sand in her shoes and she's not really happy about that, mainly because she's wearing shoes. And as a Triton, she doesn't normally wear those things, but she heard that they are all the rage up on the surface. So she invested in a pair. So she's quite small, probably only 5'3", and she trudges up through the sand, muttering curses under her breath, with long green hair. She's probably only about 16 years old, and she has a little bit of an attitude about her, but she's up on the surface. She's determined to do her thing, and she's also recently entered into a pact with a scary sea witch. So... this is it. That's Ariel.
So, as you walk along this beach, you see a rock pool. And it stands out to you because the surface is not translucent. It is one solid colour. Perhaps an aquamarine sort of blue colour.
Okay. She, like, looks around, heads over to it, like, shaking her shoes, which she just eventually takes off, puts them in her bag, decides that it's not worth it, and goes over to the pool.
Yeah, it's just, it's like I say, it's like one solid colour. It looks like, you know, when the sea gets really dirty and like a greeny brown sort of colour and you can't see through it? It sort of looks like that, except bright blue.
Huh.
So definitely not how the sea should look.
That doesn't look very nice. Oh, I don't want to touch it, but I will.
And as soon as you touch it, You are sucked in. You are surrounded by this colour as you are moved through a tunnel of strange liquidy water. And we will move on to Marcy Mellon. Hey, Marcy, welcome.
Hi. Okay. So, my character is lanky Eladrin, Summer Eladrin. Really, really tiny, like chest, broad shoulders, tiny waist, big ol' hips. She is resting in a hammock in the forest. There are flowers blooming all around her. She's just kind of passively kicking her leg, causing her to go back and forth on this hammock. She's snoring a little bit, just like a little kind of thing, with her hand just run over the side of it and her sword crossed across her chest. It's this large single blade sword with a big choppy end, and it's got all of these metal flowers worked into the hilt. And she's just sitting there snoozing, and then suddenly a mosquito bites her face and she just hits herself in the face and starts screaming. And that's where my character is.
And as at that moment, as you slap yourself in the face, it just begins to rain.
I'm very unhappy. My hair, which is normally just kind of fluffy and up in a weird, almost gnomish sort of way, it just starts curling, falling down, getting frizzy, and I'm just like, I'm gonna roll out of the hammock.
As you go to roll out of the hammock, the strings snap. The hammock falls away, but you do not hit the ground.
Oh.
You float as the scene around you melts away like an oil painting being rained on.
Oh. Well, this is new.
And we move straight on to welcome, Extra Murdoch.
So you'll find me in a busy, crowded street. I'm in a small city, and you actually don't see me because there's a bunch of taller humanoids, and I am standing in front of them, so the camera has to go over them to see me, and I am behind a table doing the classic cups and balls tricks for them, and I'm trying to swindle some money from them. I look like I'm in plain clothes with a plain cloak, but underneath there's lots of tools and things to use when I need to. So I'm in the process of doing the cups and balls and trying to swindle some of these fine folk out of their hard-earned money.
Okay, so one of the people is a slightly older gentleman, and he sort of stands at the table, and he's, you know, I'm a wizard, you know. I don't think you'll be able to swindle me with your cup and ball trick.
Oh, good try, my friend. I've swindled many a kind, and you as well. Come, let's play, shall we?
I will wager my gold piece.
Good. Now watch closely, very, very closely. And I start to do the tricks in front of him. And this ball, not to this one. And I go through and move them around quickly, and I give him, now, which cup is it under?
And he points at the middle one.
I lift it up. No, not under that one. I put it back.
He points at the right one.
I lift that one as well. Nope, not under that one either.
He points at the last one.
And underneath it, again, is nothing but his gold piece. I think this is mine, and what you're looking for is the ball that's over there at the front of the table. So we're next to the table where he's standing. The ball is moved towards his where he's standing.
No, it must be under the middle one. And he picks up the middle cup again, except this time water begins to pour from the cup.
Oh, wizard tricks.
No, it shouldn't. It shouldn't do that. And the cup leaves his hand and almost grows as it envelops you. And you get shifted around like a ball under a cup.
What's this?
And we go finally to Tim. Rafe, Rafe the ESG. Welcome to the channel, Tim.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. Trying to remember my name. Kronter would be in a pub trying to get people interested in a game of cards.
Okay, yeah, you get a few punters who are willing to play a game. Yeah.
All right. 1 gold piece to start, and I deal out the cards. Go ahead and call. One of the others.
So there's a tabaxi sitting to your left who's like, I will, sure, I'm in.
All right.
And there's a couple other people, they're all in.
Yeah. All right. I lay down my cards. Actually, I won because it's marked, so I know what I've got. I know I can win.
Yeah. And as everyone else lays down their cards, they sort of like grumble, and 1 or 2 people leave, but you still have 2 other people who will play with you, and they are willing to play another hand.
All right, and I'll actually fold on this one. Don't want them to think I'm always winning. Then deal on another hand. You know, I'll take the win on this one.
Yep, and now they one after another they go. I will not continue to play a game where I cannot win. Good luck to you, my friend.
Oh, that's the luck of the cards sometimes. Here,
Indeed.
Would you like to deal? I'll let you deal, and you can show what luck you have.
No, if you excuse me, I will need a whiskey after this. And almost as though he, at the mention of a drink, it reminds you that you need to take a special kind of convenience break.
All right, I'll do so as well. Take up my winnings and go get myself a drink.
Mm-hmm.
All right, go up to the bar.
Yep, and they'd gladly serve you any drink you like.
All right, I'll take a whiskey also.
Yeah, so they charge you like 5 silvers, a particularly fine whiskey.
All right.
And you can hear like a ringing sound coming from the lavatory. A very sort of like high, sort of like gentle ringing sound, like the end of a bell chime, but just continuous.
I'll go check that out. Piqued my curiosity.
It's coming from one of the lavatories in particular. One of the stalls.
All right, I'll push it open.
The toilet seat is glowing, light blue color. Can you please make me a strength save as a strong energy begins pulling you towards the toilet?
Strength save. That's not gonna be good. 16.
On a 16, you manage to grip hold of the door as this wind is almost picking up and drawing you towards the toilet seat, which is now swirling like a whirlpool.
Okay, that's not good. I try to pull myself out. Yeah, stall.
Sure, give me another strength check.
Oh, no.
On a 1, your fingers release from the door. You fly towards the toilet seat, and you are drawn into it. And it is the strangest sensation as the ceramic moves like jelly. You get caught in the U-bend for just a second before rushing through, and you are now surrounded by a similar blue energy of like a tunnel of water, which is surprisingly clean and fresh. There's yeah.
At least there's that.
And finally, Hi, Tahina. Welcome.
Hi there. I have the pleasure to play today my Fire Genasi Druid Forja Flamemane. She's in the middle of the desert, as she always is, and looking around for rare minerals. So she has been trekking for a while and found a likely place to sift through the sands. She has this very nice fire going because she just loves everything fire.
Mhm.
Her hair itself is living flame, and she has this very dark skin, slightly ashy looking, and her eyes are like molten glass or metal glowing, and she wears Bedouin style clothing made out of dark cloth and bright red and orange fabric woven with triangle shapes, and underneath it you can catch glimpses of an armor that seems to be made out of bone and hide enameled with brightly colored glass glittering in the sunshine, and she's pretty much basking in the heat. She's sitting on a stone, sifting through the sand. Now and then she raises her face to the sun. It's like, what a wonderful day.
And have you been working on anything special?
I'm trying to create a new form of weapon. So I have found this pretty nice, long, and sturdy-looking thigh bone, and I sharpened it, and I'm going to enamel it to make it into a scimitar-like weapon. That's my next project.
Fantastic. So the rest of you now join together in this watery, Doctor Who-esque Vorpal tunnel thing, and you can see each other as you're being sucked through.
I'm riding my hammock like a toboggan at this point.
What's going on?
Yeah. Just riding along.
My father will know about this. Okay.
Oh, one of those types.
One of those types? What do you mean? You rugged-looking ruffian. Anyway, this is not the time to talk about this. We are in terrible danger.
All around, you suddenly hear this voice invading your space, invading your headspace. It's all everywhere, permeating.
Strange, I turned that off weeks ago. It shouldn't still be running. It shouldn't run without a magical supply. I want, perhaps it's something to do with the water plane.
And Fauzia, in the desert, you will see a rock that begins to glow nearby.
I inspect that rock. I walk over to see why it's glowing.
How are you going to inspect it?
I come closer and I'm like,
So are you looking at the way it looks, the way it acts, or trying to determine if it's magical?
I would like to know if it's magical. Maybe it's a gift from Mother.
Give me an Arcana check, please.
Oh, I'm really good at that. 16.
On a 16, you know that this isn't, but it very much resembles water evocation magic, as though this thing's going to erupt.
Oh, I'm going to get away from it if it's going to erupt.
Make me a dex save.
Hey, 20.
You roll clear as the stone erupts, and water showers almost like a geyser from the ground. And Ariel, Zalas, Loish, and Kronta, you all land in the baking desert sun around this geyser.
I look flabbergasted at all that water coming out of the ground.
Oh no, it's very hot here.
Oh wow, it's really hot here.
No, heat is not good. Okay. If I
Speak for
dry
yourself.
out, it's terrible for my skin. Okay. It's terrible for my complexion. And she's gonna try like start scraping the wet sand and like try rub it on her. I need to stay damp.
I get closer and look very fascinated at this blue-skinned woman rubbing herself with sand. And I'm like, are you? Oh, the stories must be true. The great Triton in the sky who gifts us with water. I always thought it's a story. Are you a gift
Story.
from the Triton in the sky?
That's what my daddy calls me, yes. But no, I am real, as you can obviously tell, but what on earth are you?
All right, wait. Which one of you brought me here? Was it you? And I point over to the human.
No, I had nothing to do with this. I was playing a nice game of cards, go to get myself a drink and step into the bathroom, and I get sucked into the laboratory, and here I am.
I look over to the Triton and I say, that doesn't sound normal. Does it sound normal to you?
Certainly does not sound normal at all, but whoever has done this, they better fess up and send me back home very soon, otherwise my daddy will not be pleased.
Relax. Stress management is a really important part of adventuring, even the ones that you don't know you're going to go on.
I walk
Let's
around them,
be
inspecting
cool,
them from head
everybody.
to toe.
This one is strange.
You look all so fascinating. Have you come from the sky? From the Triton in the sky? Why don't you come from the Earth? If you are sent from the Triton of the sky, I always thought you would send. Shouldn't you come from up there instead from? And I'm looking at the stone.
The stone is closing up again. The geyser is finished. The damp sand is quickly drying.
Well, I can't speak for all of us, but I definitely fell downward.
I think that might have been what happened to me too. I think I fell in a puddle. A large one. And normally that's not a problem for me because I'm very good at swimming. I came first in my class.
What is swimming?
Swimming? You know, like the normal thing people do to get around. None of this walking business.
I look at my feet and at the sand. Swimming.
Yes, you can't do it in this terrible stuff though, I'm afraid.
Lack of
Terrible.
problem.
Yes, you heard what I said. Terrible.
Her hair is starting to spark in higher
No,
flames.
Stop that.
It's not terrible.
No, you stop that right now. If you get any closer to me, you'll positively dry out my skin, and like I said, that's terrible for my complexion.
I back up away from the two of them as they start to send words to each other. And I try to go to the human again. I said, maybe you're the one that I need to be sticking around. These two are crazy.
Do I hear that?
I'm with you on that one.
I would say in the heat of your argument, you probably might not notice what's going on around.
Okay.
One of you, which way is home?
You, I'd be going there myself.
I point back at the rock. I think that's probably our best bet home right now.
Well, it's a rock.
Well, it wasn't a rock a moment ago. It was a geyser.
Make it a non-rock again, then, if you're so clever.
Hey there, Fire Lady. Maybe we all got off on the wrong foot earlier. Where are we and what are you? Oh, my name is Lex, by the way. Extend my hand.
I extend my hand as well.
You're really warm. Wow.
Oh, yes. I am the daughter of the desert. My name is Forja. We are in the desert.
Which desert?
The only
That's the name
desert
of
there
the
is.
place.
I'm sorry?
The only desert there is.
The only desert there is. I'm
It's
sorry.
only desert.
I'm
Let's
glad
back
to
up a
hear there's
second.
only one.
Mm.
Let's back up a second. When you say the only desert there is, do you mean that there's only one desert or this is all there is?
Everything is a desert.
Oh, God.
It's
We're
all.
doomed.
I
feel
do
like
the
this is a
sweeping
bad
gesture
thing
around me. Everything
Detroit.
is part of Mother. And Mother is the desert.
And so as Fozia sweeps around, you can see certain things around you. In the far distance, you can see smokes from what looks like perhaps a warband, maybe 2 or 3 days march away, if you're familiar with marching distance. And about almost 180 degrees around from that, there is a large, sort of like pyramid-esque Greek-style structure that looks very old. It's definitely in ruins. And to the south, there is almost a wall of sand as a sandstorm is raging.
You should not
Hey,
disrespect the desert. She has a temper, as you can see. I point at the wall of sand.
well, Faja, if that sand is coming our way, which way is safety? The smoke or that pile of rock?
Do I know which one would be the safest for those strangers?
I mean, Forja, do me a history check, but this is... Either way, it's going to be a pretty close run thing.
Maybe we just should dig ourselves in and don't go anywhere. Ride the storm out.
Do you... Forja, do you know what's going on at those 2 locations?
The Orcish Warband.
That's the one.
Yeah. I know that they are warmongering and not very happy to see people unless they respect you in some form or fashion. And I'm not impressed by those creatures that have been dropped in my lap by my mother. Or the Triton in the sky, who knows. So I'm not sure if I should take them there. And I'm not sure what's going on with the pyramid.
So you wouldn't probably know that the other faction hang out in the lesser known faction hang out in those ruins.
So none of those are very good solutions. So,
Well, I see smoke in the distance, and that surely means that there are people. I hear there is smoke up here in the upper land. So surely we should just go that way. They'll be able to tell us what to do.
you think people are a good thing then?
Well, yes, people, they bring me food and do as I ask them, so they'll take me home. Away from you, sorry lot.
The people that you know seem to be very different from the people here.
She'll look you up and down. Yes, very different.
After that comment, I think I'm going to throw them to the orcs. Let's go then.
I'm so sorry.
As we go on, I'm gonna be like, so what do you do for fun around here? As we're sort of fast-paced walking.
Yeah, I grab my stuff and I tag along, just keeping an eye on the storm and looking out for good locations where we can build makeshift tents in order to let the storm blow over us. Because I think that is going, that's what's going to go down. Like, we're not going to get there in time. For fun.
You know, you do it because it's for your enjoyment. Like,
Yeah. I use my fire.
To do what?
Melt the sand.
That's pretty cool. I'd love a demonstration after we survive.
I made this. I show you the breastplate part of my armor.
That's gorgeous. Wow.
Oh, and I get a little bit closer and I take a look at it and say, do you sell any of those? It must make some pretty profit, especially if you can do it, at whim.
I do. I use them to trade with the orcs and others.
Orcs?
I'm out of stock right now.
Wait. Orcs? What orcs?
Orcs? You don't know. There are no... In that stone where you came from, there are no orcs?
Oh no, there are orcs, but not in the cities. We're out in the desert right now. Wait, where are you taking us?
You wanted to meet people.
Yes.
Orcs are not people.
Now, hold on.
Yeah.
Whoa. Okay.
Hold on. Hold it right there.
Maybe you need to enlighten me what count as people.
Well, are they going to give us food and take care of us and take me home again?
I stopped dead in my tracks. Maybe then orcs are no people. Not in that definition of you giving them, they giving you food and helping you get home.
By founders' friends, what are we doing here then? Well, we can't just stand here.
I've got no better idea. She says to go to the smoke, but there's orcs that way. What's at the pyramid if there's orcs over there?
That's where the assassins dwell. They don't like strange magic. Maybe you don't go there.
I throw my hands up and sit on the sand.
Talk about a rock and a hard place.
Talking of rocks and hard places, Forgia, give me a perception check. Everyone give me a perception check.
Mm-hmm.
Rocks and hard places.
Perception.
Doing hard place stuff with people.
So Zelas, as you see, you can see Forgia looking around, and you will spot a rocky outcrop just in one of the dips of the dunes.
I'm going to point over there and go, hey, look, that looks like a perfect place for us to sort of mellow out during this storm. I know you all have, I feel like there's some heated tempers going around, and maybe we could just, cool down just for a second. Just move over, we'll survive. Maybe, you, angry blue lady, owe the angry red lady an apology. Just throwing it out there.
An apology? My goodness, what for?
You know what? Never mind. I'm going to go survive by myself.
I'm joining her in the outcropping.
What bad about heating?
Phrasing.
I tag along. I walk behind her towards that outcrop.
I walk faster.
The sun.
Last.
The sun is bearing down on all of you now. Forgia, you're very used to this, but could everyone else please make me? I don't know. What does it feel like when you're getting too hot? What kind of check is that? I guess Constitution.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would.
Will to live check.
Yeah, one of those.
Oh damn! This girl is living.
Yeah. Okay. So.
Is it a saving throw or is it a check? I just need to know which button to hit.
Go for save.
Yeah.
Oh. Shall I re-roll? I just did a straight Constitution.
Do you have proficiency in Constitution?
No.
No. We'll stick with the 20 then. So maybe it's the amount of, maybe your water mass body ratio is different, Ariel, but you're fine. Like you've still got plenty of.
All the mud. I put like all the sand on.
Yeah, you're doing well. Everyone else, you're starting to feel the effects of the sun bearing down on you. Your skin's feeling hot. You're perspiring drastically. I'd say that Kronta's even starting to get a little bit of a headache. As you make your way over to this outcrop.
Place we can go to get out of the sun, besides the assassin's ruins.
There's something where we can go, and I pointed a place where Selash is heading.
So yeah, you've basically got, it's like a almost like a natural sort of henge in this little thing. It's not circular or anything. It's just like a small triangle of rocks that you could use to create shelter.
Nice. Can I use my survival skills to fashion this in a way that the storm will blow over us and we are not going to be covered and in all that sand and suffocate basically under the next units going to land on top of us?
Okay, so give me a survival check.
I would like to aid in that, and I'm going to use my hammock to create a canopy for sort of the door that hopefully we could just push out.
Nice, yes.
17.
So on a 17,
Oh yeah, see, you do that.
on a 17, you
do
could
that. I'll sit here.
a secure like cloth and leather structure between these stones with the door and everything.
All right. This should keep us from suffocating.
That's good to know.
It will be very loud.
Oh, well then, maybe someone should sing a song.
You
Keep our
really-
minds off it. You. She'll point at Kronta. You, sing me a song.
I'm not singing. Easy.
Oh gosh, this place is terrible.
Are you okay? I asked
head.
human.
My head really hurts. It's really stinking hot out here. I mean, I know you're used to it, but
I'm not even sweating. I'm sitting there looking fresh as a daisy. Not sweaty at all.
I
Huh.
know you're used to it, but this is just kicking my butt.
I go to my belt and I have this pouch with 10 berries in it that I created beforehand. And I open it and hand you one of those berries. Here. It will make you feel better.
Sniff it. Try it. Yeah, that definitely does help. Thank you. Almost as good as a good whiskey.
Whiskey. What is that?
It's a alcoholic drink.
Alcoholic. What is that?
It's a liquid you drink when you want to make yourself feel better.
Oh yes, like what all those terrible people do to those the sea urchins that makes them go all sort of funny, you know.
Ah, it's the water that burns.
Yeah, that's I've heard a few people call it that.
Well, now that we're all stuck together, I suppose you should all know my name. I am Ariel.
Nice to meet you. I'm Kronter.
Great pleasure, Kronta.
I look at the dwarf. He's the only one who has not told us his name.
He's muted.
I'm not telling any of you my name until I figure out a little bit more about what's going on. First, I had a wizard. Second, I had a geyser of water. And third, I'm in the desert. Now, you, and I respond back to Faja, Faja, you said you've been living here for years. Have you ever seen anything like this where people just sprout out from the ground like wildflowers?
What wildflowers?
Oh, right. Desert. Cactuses.
Ah, no, never.
My name is Loyosh, and if you could get me out of here, perhaps you and I can go into business together. Your glass sculptures, they could fetch a pretty penny back where I'm from.
Penny.
It's a slang term, a gold piece.
Goodness,
Ah, I don't really need gold.
living out here in the wild has made her practically uncivilized.
Say the same about you.
I don't know how you come here. How should I know to
What
send
about
you
the
back?
voice? Are you familiar with that voice that spoke to us?
Oh, she didn't hear it, did she?
No.
I think it was just us, like while we were.
Voice? Have the spirits talked to you?
Yes, it sounded
Maybe.
very, very old and upset.
Maybe they are sending you on a quest.
Oh, quest! Goodness, how exciting!
It'd be nice
I've
if they were
read-
more
read
clear about it.
Oh, spirits never clear about anything. It's part of the charm.
Charming, definitely. All right. Well, if we're here for something, we need to figure out what it is. I doubt it's to go play with the orcs.
The wind begins to pick up in the background. The storm's going to be here soon, and it's starting to get a little darker outside.
I mean, what if there's no like plan to all this? What if we're just kind of here because we are now?
Don't like that theory.
I mean, it's
Maybe mother is lonely. She does not have many kids, so maybe she called you here.
Well, that's all good and well and everything, but if I stay here, why? I'll never swim again. And I was best in my class at swimming.
I know that wall of sand. You might be able to swim in the sand.
Do you think so? I never tried it. I suppose you have to try everything once before you die, don't you?
We can
Wait
agree on
a
one thing.
minute. Are you trying to send me out into the sand so that I die? You're a nasty little man. Taller than I am.
I honestly didn't think you'd really believe me, but
Well, I'm very mature for my age, so I can see right through your lies.
right, well. Either way, I am also in agreement with Ariel that I really don't want to stay here. Sure, you like it, Fuja, but this heat's not for me.
I'm enjoying the heat.
Heat is best.
It's pretty good.
The tent flaps begin to billow and blow.
Yep, gonna sit on those. Just
Holding them taut.
And soon, if you were to open a crack up the tent hole, you can see that there is sand flying around everywhere. Forgia, you've been through these before. You're not in the worst part of the storm. You're sort of on the outskirts, but still.
I'm going to hold out my hand, and with Druid Craft, I create this little landscape on my hand to see how the weather is going to turn, how long it will take the wind to blow over the storm.
Only about 2 or 3 hours.
So you can see this time, the short version of the next few hours of weather replaying on my hand, and like, oh, not much longer.
And then what do we do after that?
I will make more glass.
Right, well,
That's lovely. But what about us? Well,
we need
about
to-
me.
You
we
can
need to
keep
find
me
our way out.
company.
I'm sorry, Crunter, what were you saying?
I was gonna say we do need to find our way out of here or whatever's going on.
Hmm. Are there any wizards here in the desert, Baja?
Wizards. There are magic users like sorcerers, and some of them are there. Yes.
Could you take us to see the wizard?
We would have to go to the orcs.
Okay, that's fine.
They're not opposed to magic, so the others, they don't like it. They think it's evil.
Usually I'm not a huge fan of magic myself, but given the circumstances and falling through a watery tunnel, I think we might want to seek an arcanist for help in this case.
Excellent idea. Why didn't you speak up before? Goodness.
I wonder why.
I wanted to take you there. You said no.
You didn't say anything about a wizard. All you said was orcs. That's
Everyone knows that orcs have sorcerers leading them. Everyone knows.
We didn't.
Yeah. No.
It's my
What
fault
else
if you
does
don't know.
everyone know about the desert?
Sorry, what?
What else does everyone know about the desert?
It's very hot. It is very, very big. It is very dangerous. It can be very cruel. It is very beautiful. There are orcs. They like to fight. It's all they do. They are led by sorcerers. There are assassins. They hate magic. They like killing people. The obvious things. Not much water in desert. Not much plants. I don't know what wildflowers are. No swimming in desert either.
Well, it seems there's only one thing we can do. And that was our original plan. To go over to where there was the smoke and whatnot. The orcs. I'm sure they're quite lovely, really.
Well, then to the orcs. If they
Well,
have
we
a
gotta wait
sorceress.
for, and I'm pointing at the sort of like billowing tent behind me. We gotta wait until this passes. And do they move when there are sandstorms? The orcs, do they move or do they have?
Oh yes.
Okay,
Everyone moving all the time.
Also, weird question. When does nightfall happen?
How many hours?
It will be nightfall by the time the storm has finished. Forgia will know that it's very quick, the change between light and day here, and obviously you'll also recognise you'll also be aware of the stark difference in temperature between night and day.
You like night? You will like it. It's very cold.
Oh,
You don't like heat? You like night.
Sounds good to me. Splendid.
Forward to that.
So I suppose as silence descends, maybe a little bit awkward, a little bit tension in the air, especially between our water and fire people. The next couple of hours will pass perhaps with more of this strange small talk about the desert and where you are, and eventually the tent flaps will stop billowing, and the storm Forger can check her BBC weather, and the storm has passed and it's nighttime outside.
Mm. Do you need water? I would have asked that before the storm ends.
Yes. If you have a paddling pool, Thor, that would be fantastic.
A what?
Paddling pool.
Oasis.
Paddling.
No, I can make water, but not a
Oh.
paddling thing.
Yes, some water, please.
And do you have place to keep water? Because if I make, it will just.
Well, just right on top of me. And I'll catch some here in my water skin.
No. I put some pan. I have this big iron pot that I will put down. If you have something to catch water, please place beside.
Okay. Well, it would be better if you just put it directly on, but all right.
And I'm going to cast Create Water. So I have this fulgurite staff. It's a staff made out of minerals. It looks a bit weirdly shaped because it was created by a lightning strike into the desert sand. And I'm waving it over the vessels, basically. And I am softly chanting. And after a while, I create 10 gallons of water. So it's most likely splashing the sides as well. So if I can do it, I will create some mist falling on Ariel. No, I'm going to douse her. Let me rephrase that.
And will this go on other people as well? So, for example, would Zelas get a...
I would definitely try to catch some in my water skin as well.
Yeah,
absolutely.
refill mine as well.
Okay.
So I'm going to fill as much containers as I have on me with water because they seem to need it so desperately. And I'm nothing but welcoming.
So you have water. You have water and the storm has subsided.
Yay.
I will hand out the rest of the berries as well.
Quite delightful.
I'll hold on to
Not that
mine.
bad.
I'll hold on to mine as well. I'm not quite hungry yet. Now that the storm has subsided, I'll peer outside and...
I look offended. I offer you food and you don't eat. What's this?
I eat when I'm hungry. Do you eat all the time?
When I am a guest
No
in a
manners.
tent, I eat if someone offers.
Oh, you
Well-
already offered me something. I ate it before, and I know when we go back out to that heat, it's probably going to kick my butt again.
I have a berry in my mouth, like, you know, when people eat oranges and then they smile and it's just orange, it's just that way with the berry.
I think I speak for all of us when I say the sooner that we all get back home, the better.
She's got it.
So as Loyosh looks out of the tent flap, the water that's collected in your beard from the produced water spell immediately begins to frost in the cool desert air. It is cold out there.
I turn back inside and I look at my beard. And, what? At first it's
touch
warm,
it.
now it's cold? What? I don't understand this desert. Faja, what is this?
I thought you would like the night.
Uh,
It's cold. I don't like the night so much. It's a bit too cold for my... I like the sun.
I scrape some of the beard ice into into my canteen and I shake it around to make the water a little bit colder. So like at least it'll do
The
this.
slushy.
Bear slush.
I take a swig of it and I kind of pull some beard hair out of my mouth.
Oh,
I am
Oh,
utterly
no.
fascinated by that.
Okay.
We've lost someone.
Hopefully Marcy will be back in a second. We'll give it 5 minutes, and if she doesn't return, I'll change the cameras up again. We can still see you guys just about. I'll tell you what, we'll go to this screen. The names are wrong, but I'm not going to put too much effort into changing the scene just yet. Yeah. So carry on.
Well, lead the way.
We can't go anywhere without a little bit of heat first. It's too cold out there to just walk out there, unless you want to go out there and freeze.
Tell me about your place. If this is too cold and the other is too warm, what is your place like?
My place is usually dark and damp. At least, when we come in and out of the mountains, we get a little bit of the dampness, and we come outside and we get a little bit of the warmth. It's a tropical mid-temperature all the time. We don't have to worry about extreme hots or extreme colds like you. So, in the meantime, I'm like striking up a torch so that I can keep myself warm. In the meantime, I suggest the rest of you get a torch out as well if we're going to survive this cold.
Yeah, I do the same.
Oh, I hold my hands out and my both burst into flame, and I sit beside you. Is this better?
Oh, that's very nice.
That's
I have
it.
it crackling over my hands.
I don't mind the cold so much, so someone else can have my torch if they like.
If we go out later and the sun is out, you need to change your attire. I think you need to cover your head and your faces and your arms, or you're going to lose the water from your flesh.
Oh no. I don't like the sound of that at all.
Yeah. What is it called?
Sweet?
Sweating?
Sweet?
Yeah. You need to really cover up layers
Yeah.
to protect from sun.
I take out a spare shirt and wrap it around my head and around my face and try to fasten it so it stays.
Hmm.
Is this
will
kind of what you're
Help
saying?
you. Yeah, I'm going to fashion this Bedouin style veil and skin cloth to protect you from the sun.
Much
better.
appreciated.
Yeah.
So
We can take a rest, right? When we are sitting here waiting for the storm to break. Our characters.
yeah, you guys could have taken a rest. I don't think any of you were that damaged. I mean, it's quite early. But perhaps some of you now, where your skin was hot before, it is now it's gone that sort of blotchy red color, perhaps very similar to I don't know if you guys, it was one of my favorite ones, was the Shakespeare and Much Ado About Nothing, where they all just look constantly sunburnt. There you are.
Wow, come here for culture. Much ado about nothing references.
Oh yeah.
Beautiful.
So sorry, what is your decision? Are you guys taking a rest through the night, or are you traveling through the night?
Oh,
I think I encourage us to travel through the night. I'd rather travel through the night with torches and then rest during the day during the hot.
I agree.
Okay.
Yes, these fellows seem to be speaking sense.
Okay.
I'm
Okay.
fine.
Very sensible fellows.
Especially since this one can keep us warm all night. I point over at Faja. It's like, I think the night is going to be easier to handle than the day.
And she can make us water. I like her.
Yes.
So if you are to peek your heads outside, it is bitterly cold outside. But I suppose to all of you who failed your sun checks, that will actually feel quite nice. Ariel, however, you're feeling like you've got the whole goosebumps. It's cold, it's really cold. You can feel like the perspiration on your skin freezing on your body. It's not pleasant. However, you can see that the warband has continued to move. It is now perhaps 1.5 days' march ahead.
Okay.
If you want to, let's go this way. And I point toward the orcs.
Okay.
Lead on. We shall follow.
I'm gonna walk in step with Faja and kind of look up at her, and I'm gonna like casually like point back at those guys. Those guys really don't know how to say thank you or sorry. Manners.
It's okay. I think if you end up in a strange place, that makes you feel not so polite. You seem to like the heat.
I do. It's pretty good.
Yeah, I like it too. What is this place like where you're from? Is it more like here?
Oh, no, actually, it's got a whole lot more greenery and water, and it works in tandem, and flowers everywhere. Big ol' other people like me, much taller, telling me what to do all the time. This is pretty good.
Can you describe what the greenery are?
Green. I'm gonna look around. I'm gonna like take a bit of my like sort of green leather clothing and show it to her. It's like this, but it grows out of the ground, kind of like that. And I'm going to point at a cactus, but like smaller and more flat where the needles are.
This is so bright. I say and holds the piece up to my face.
And then I've got these, and I've got like my leather clothing is just covered in leather flowers that are colorful and made to look like that. And then I got these that are, yeah, it's just like this, but everywhere.
I'm going to use Druidcraft to create flowers, but because I only have ever seen her leather flowers and a little piece of green cloth, they're all brightly green colored. Everything, all the petals, everything. So these are with white flowers, huh? Is it like this?
Yeah, just like that. Wow, you
I am going to make glass baubles that look like this, and I'm going to tell everyone that these are the white flowers. Not sure the orcs are going to like it. They don't like baubles, but I like it. I could give it to spirits of the desert. Maybe Mother will like it. Maybe she will grow some.
Are we there yet? Been walking for a very long time.
I look around me, like, does it look like we're there? Do you see orcs?
Do you see orcs?
I don't.
I nudge Gonter and I say, and they say we're the rude ones.
I know, right?
So the walking is long and arduous. The walking is long and arduous. Your tempers are sure to quicken as you struggle through the sand in the cold. The sand feels it's very compacted and grainy. Any moisture in the air is fixed into the sand, and as it's frozen, it doesn't crunch like normal. So you have this horrible gait where it's like firm, soft, firm, difficult to walk through. But you guys can make reasonably good time. Let's say you are if you march for the whole day, you will be the warband's coming towards you, so you'll be close. So that can be the outlay. If you guys would like to do anything in that time.
No, I'm fine with marching until we get close to them.
I'm muttering in Primordial that walking during the day is much more sensible because this is just horrible walking. Desert walking at night is just stupid strangers with just weird ideas.
Excuse me.
I'm saying that in Primordial to myself, so I'm like,
I speak Primordial.
oh, okay. Right now.
That's beautiful. I love everything about that.
In Primordial, like very rude.
Oh yeah. I must have gotten that from you, stranger.
Well, I don't know why everyone is being so mean to me. I just want to go home. I don't know why I left. I was having this huge fight with my dad, and he wouldn't buy me like the brand new shell that came out, and he hates me so much. So I went and I saw the sea witch, and she said that she could totally give me powers, and that I could come up here, but it's horrible, and I want to go home.
I stare at you, utterly flabbergasted. I've never seen someone cry.
I'm
So I'm
literally
totally
crying. Look,
Oh god.
look at this.
I think your friend is broken, I think. She's losing water from places where no one ever loses water normally from. I am sorry.
I'll come up with a handkerchief and hand it to her. Said, all right, Ariel, we have a long way to go, and tears aren't going to get us there any faster. And I hand it to her.
I'm sorry. It's very dry here, and that makes me really upset. I'm gonna have to get some tissues because I'm making myself weep.
I give Selash a nudge, so fix her.
If I do. If only I do. Ooh. I honestly don't know how to fix that. I've also never seen a Triton cry before, so I'm also like I imagine that it's kind of blubbery to obviously in the most sort of princessly way possible, but
oh no, it's ugly as hell.
Oh, it's ugly cry. Oh yeah, ugly cry.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Pretty cry.
Yeah, Zelez is definitely and then I take out pieces of Goodberry and just
I hand you the bauble and the flower I made.
Thank you.
Feel better.
But it's in my hair.
No more shedding water from from your face, okay? It upsets me.
Okay. But if I do, I'll try catch it and rub it back into my skin.
You do that. I give you this awkward pet. Okay. I will try my best to give you back to the Triton in the sky.
My dad's not in the sky. He is underwater.
I only know that one Triton and he's in the sky. I'm going to give you to him, okay?
Maybe don't send me to the sky. Don't do that. I can't fly.
I stop talking to you. I'm going to break you. Someone else take over. I say start walking again.
So
That's why I stay alone in the desert.
Pasha is having no drama.
So I kind of lead Ariel to
her.
the front of the marching order. I'll lead her to the front, and I said, let's talk about something else. Tell me a little bit more about where you're from and your family, and let's talk about something fun.
Yeah.
And keep the tissue, honey. I don't need that.
Thank you. Well, I'm from a sea kingdom, very far away from here. And my dad, he's very important, and I've just lost another 10 years off my age. And it's very hard sometimes because he expects me to do a lot, and I want to be where the humans are. I hear they do things like dancing and running, but I only really know about swimming. Um, so I went to see the sea witch, and she said that if I came up here and I got something for her, then she would make sure that my father um, never married me off. Thank you for the tissue. I'm feeling much better.
So the sea witch, she wants you to find something. Did she tell you where to look for it?
Well, it certainly wasn't the desert. If it was the desert, I never would have agreed.
Ah, well, perhaps we'll find some more information here, because she wouldn't have sent you this way if there wasn't something to be found, something to be had. Perhaps you can find something that'll aid you in your journey later. But for now, let's continue moving onward. So you've never danced before?
No, well, of course I've danced. I mean, but like, swimming dancing is very different to the type of dancing people with two legs on the land tend to do. It's swimming dancing is much, much more intricate. Are you a good swimmer?
Swimming? No, I sink. I don't swim.
You sink. Golly, how terrible. Are you made of rocks?
No, we're just heavy. Look at me. I'm just heavy. That's all. It's hard to keep this much weight up off from the bottom of this water.
Oh, well, I believe that everybody can swim. It's in their hearts, and it just needs to be brought forth. Maybe if we survive this, you can come visit me and I'll teach you how to swim. I was the best
Perhaps.
in my class.
Yes, you've said 5 or 6 times.
Oh, it's true. That's
Anyway.
why.
So how far out are we? How long have we been traveling for?
I'd say you, like I say, this is like you'd be traveling until you get to the end of the day. So this is just going on in the meantime. So you guys can be arriving by there now if you want. If you've done everything you wanted to do in the day. I think there was some nice little moments there. So as you sort of like crest a rise in the sand and the sun begins to rise, you can see the warband, which has also been moving, and it is actually quite close.
Oh, perfect.
You could probably get there in a few hours, and they're marching your way anyway, so...
So I fall back to Faja and say, so how many times have you run into these orcs?
Oh, I don't count.
So more than once.
Oh, yes.
And they know who you are? Then you're on good terms?
They respect me. They think I'm a demon from the desert.
And by respect you and demon, do they run away from you?
No.
Or they talk to you? So have you traded with them?
Orcs don't run. Ever. Like, no. I traded with them, yes. I make water for them and weapons and armor, and they respect me for it.
How many orcs are we about to see?
I stare into the distance. It's a whole warband, right?
Yeah.
So how many? Several hundred or in the thousands?
Thousands.
Thousands.
Oh.
Many orcs.
Many orcs.
Oh, yes. You
Would they
should
be
not
happy to
act
see
weak
us?
around orcs.
I'm sorry?
Don't act weak around orcs.
Ah.
You need to say, I'm a predator. I'm hunter, not prey.
Uh-oh.
Oh, I'm sure you could do it.
Maybe it's better if a small group goes in there.
I'm a hunter. I am a predator.
I'm gonna pinch her cheek and say, "Of course you are."
Stop it. I'm fierce.
So what's your plan?
I'd say let's go a bit closer and then we wait. We will make a fire and I will prepare water and I have something for the chief and we can meet them on good ground with preparation. And I look around for a good spot.
Okay, so like a staging ground for a meeting?
Yeah, for a meeting.
Okay, so there's a nice
Exactly?
flat
Oh, okay.
bit of sand that when the sun rises, it'll be well illuminated, and there'll also be some shade provided by a rock.
I will spend a part of my tent that is this makeshift sun, like this little part that will give some shade. Not a full tent, just some shadow. And I will create a fire pit and lay this beautiful woven red and orange cloth on the floor. And I will wrap the scimitar that I created in a cloth and put it on there. That you can see that it's an offering, basically. But it's still hidden to be a bit a surprise for the orcs.
So the orcs are marching this way. You've probably got at least an hour until they get here. How are the rest of you preparing?
Well, do we all need to leave something for the orcs?
It would not hurt, I think. If you want their help.
Yeah, maybe. I'll play some music, I think.
Are we actually going to hear it as well?
Yeah, I'll play some music. I have a small like a strum stick. It's not even like a real lute or a guitar. It's just like 3 strings and it's monochromatic, so it's like
I like it.
Really. But yeah, there's just no matter what you play, it's in tune.
Ariel's gonna put down like a bracelet made of shells, and if you look closely, you can see that like it says "best friends" in the shells.
Oh, I look at that and I say, "This is very pretty, but orcs they don't like baubles. I tried in the past. They only like weapons and armor and stuff to kill people with.
Well, they don't sound very nice at all.
They are warriors. That's all they do. It's their purpose in life."
Well, I'm pretty handy with a dagger and a spear, so my daddy tells me.
Are you willing to give your spear to the orcs?
No, goodness, it's mine. Why do you think I should?
If you need it, then maybe keep it. But I don't think that your pretty jewelry is going to help. They are not going to like it, so maybe keep.
What about the dagger?
Well, I walk up and say, well, hold on. Ariel, are you wearing any type of jewelry other than the bracelets? Perhaps a necklace or anything?
Yes, of course I am. What do you take me for?
Perhaps you could show them your necklace. Say that it's some sort of choking device. Is it something that you're willing to part with?
This? My goodness.
Look at it.
No, this was given to me by my mother on the day of her wedding, so many years ago, to my father. I wouldn't part with it.
Well, you might have to choose one. The necklace, the dagger, or the spear. I'd take out my dagger.
No, if you give your dagger, then I shall have to give my spear, and I shan't.
I'm switching my tune to something dramatic and that encapsulates this theme.
Maybe just keep your stuff for now. Let's see how they like the scimitar. And I'll show you a glimpse underneath the cloth that it's wrapped in.
My goodness. This is glorious.
Thank you.
I don't have anything.
Oh, you're welcome. So our offering is the music, the scimitar, and the dagger.
And
Yeah,
water.
I'll offer up a dagger.
And water. All right. Well, then I suppose we shall just wait.
I'll take stand. If there's a rock, where on the opposite side of where they're coming from, I'll take stand around the rock.
So you can see the orcs now marching into a visible distance. There is a sort of a arrowhead formation at the front with what can only be the chief in fine garments of leather and a lot of the glasswork that Forzia can boast. Intricate but very, very functional. This is clearly made fit for use more than anything else, and the rest have similar sort of styles and such going on. The lead chief carries a plain metal scimitar, and they march towards you.
I pull the veil back from my head that has covered my hair, and my hair is basically in a frenzy. I try to puff myself up like a kitten to look bigger and a bit more intimidating. And I'm 5'10", so I look pretty big now. As I prepare to meet the war chief.
I take up a flank and have my hand crossbow at the ready.
I play dramatic music behind Claudia.
You can hold your weapons, but don't raise them.
I'm just like trying to hide behind someone a little bit.
So they march towards you, and they stop maybe 30, 40 paces away. The arrowhead sort of spans out just a little bit, so they're almost coming to surround you, and the rest of the band begins marching around enough to at least have a semicircle covered. And the leader shouts across, "Lachta Forja!"
Lachta! Come closer. I greet him in orc.
You can see several of them have bows. "Who travels with you?"
Strangers that the desert brought to me.
The demon brings gifts of the desert. The demon brings gifts of the desert. Are they warriors?
They are.
I puff up my chest as well.
I play even more dramatically.
So the leader turns and she points out two of the larger orcs, and marches up towards you. Just the three of them.
I go down and pick up the bundle with the scimitar.
And she's sort of like dragging the scimitar in the sand, and as she sees you have a fresh one, she drops the handle and leaves it where it is.
I will unveil mine, and it's very functional, but also pretty, the way the glass is molded around the bone. And I hand it to her hilt first.
This is fine work, Forja. She like runs a finger across it.
Yeah, I made it as sharp and cruel as the desert itself. Like a bitter wind cutting skin from flesh.
Yes. And what better to do with a new weapon than christen it? And she looks around at all of you. I joke! And she puts it away.
I laugh.
Cry again.
I turned Ariel away from the rest of the orcs. I said, "Warrior, warrior, warrior." Warriors don't cry.
Warriors don't cry. There's no crying in Warrior Ball.
What news have you from your warband traveling?
2 assassins this season.
You dealt with them the usual fashion, I imagine.
With great ceremony. Soon it is time for the arena. Have you bought me a team?
I found fine warriors in the desert.
Warrior ball. For real, you guys.
They came by great magic. There was this stone in the desert and it started to glow. And lo and behold, all that water coming out of it, bringing those warriors that you see before you. Look at her skin blue as water. Look at him, stout and small, with his mighty facial hair.
So
She is like fire itself. And I point at the music making Eladrin. And he, quick as shadow, silent, like dead, coming in the night to the tents.
One of the guards that come with her marches up to Ariel. He towers over you.
This one looks like the assassin god.
I resent that accusation. I am no such assassin. I am very well-bred lady, warrior. Don't mess with me. I will fight you.
I tried her. She's not relation of the Triton in the sky.
No, I'm certainly not.
She's not big like orcs, but the scorpion is not big either, and it kills swift.
Make me a persuasion check.
Okay.
I would want to like aid that by looking strong, but she's just like
Performance check. Definite performance check.
I have an 18 on persuasion.
oh nice. Okay, performance.
No, it's only a 14. As he looks at Ariel as she tries to puff out, and there's just nothing going on there, really. And he'll take a large finger. His finger, like his index finger, is probably around the same sort of size as Ariel's wrist, and he'll just prod you in the shoulder.
Now that was very rude. And you better take your very large and frightening fingers away from me before you lose it, sir.
I think she will die first.
I look at him and my hair is crackling and I have this fire floating around my fingers and say, that we will see in the arena.
Tell me, Forja, are they blessed by the desert?
Yes. The desert did not kill them. That means they are blessed.
Perhaps they have a chance, Brulnik.
Desert sent them to me. That means blessing.
And she looks at the other weapons that are laid out. These are examples of your skills.
I put down a best friend shell bracelet.
I told you the place is weird.
What is this?
Not for you. Take it back. It's from a girl in my class.
The strongest warrior's friendship.
He told me, and I point towards Lorish, that it's to strangle your enemies.
And so she'll stride forward and offer a hand out to Ariel once more for the bracelet. How can this strangle anyone?
Well, you
Yes, how does
obviously
it do it? I said to
you didn't say the magic words. before.
Magic.
What is it? No, yes. You guys like magic. You would like magic. Oh, yes. But you broke it now, so I suppose you'll never know. That's not very grateful, is it?
You are familiar with magic.
No.
This changes everything. And she turns and walks back towards the warband and like picks up her voice and sort of goes to shout. Warband! Too much gain down? Better?
Yeah. Yeah, better.
Warband! Today, we have the opportunity to bring a new magic user into our ranks.
Oh.
The arena shall be held today. Prepare your children.
What exactly, Forger, does he mean by bring a new magic user into their ranks?
Orcs are very plainly spoken. What?
Oh,
Yes.
well, I
You need to
feel
go home.
your
You need to be
answer.
part of the orcs.
You know,
they
maybe
need to
home is the
respect
friends
you.
we made along the way.
Now,
They need to respect
stop
you.
it. You carry on playing your music, okay?
Maybe
I
home is the friends we made along the way.
I have lost my home. I've lost my best friend's shell bracelet. And now it looks like I'm never going to go home to my daddy. And the last thing I told him was that I hated him and he was a big poo-poo face. And now I'll never see him again.
You're hunter, warrior.
Yes,
Puff
Hunter,
myself up.
warrior. Do you have another tissue, Loish?
I walk over to her again. And you're not helping yourself out, lady.
Thank you.
Come now. We must take you to the holding cells to prepare.
Now, holding cells. I'm going to jail.
Going to jail.
It's just for preparation.
Don't you know who my daddy is?
What is a jail?
Oh, it's where people go who've been riding their seahorses after they've been sucking on those curious sea urchins. It's called driving under the influence.
Just the most blank expression.
Oh, never mind.
Holding
Pass
cells
on
are a
for life.
form of imprisonment in some people, warlord, and we don't like the idea of being put in them.
Imprisonment. Your people take prisoners.
Oftentimes to torture.
To let them die in the right way. Of course. Ritual must be observed.
Ceremony. Yes, I see.
Ceremony.
Still, perhaps I call it something else. The preparation room with weapons and armor.
Oh, you said ceremony. What exactly, please, do you mean? And I want you to be very clear. What is happening?
It depends on the ceremony. Fozia, these people truly just appeared in the desert. They know nothing.
Yes, they just came by magic. A gift, I'm sure.
When you find an assassin, or one that looks like you, and points at Ariel, you take great delight in sacrificing her to the desert so that their blood oozes into the sand and becomes one with the sun.
Oh, I don't like the sound of that. And what about this lot? What about them and oozing?
Normally we just kill them.
Oh,
Is there an option number 2?
You are not going to be sacrificed. You have the great honor to fight.
One who can defeat one of our regiments will become part of the warband also.
One.
A
Not
wicked smile.
Not like multiple. Just one.
We appreciate a challenge.
Oh, all right.
Maybe because they have been sent by the desert with magic. They have been sent together. Maybe they are meant to fight together.
My thoughts exactly. They are a team. They shall enter the 4-man melee.
Lovely. Never been in a melee.
Teams of 4. The victors join the warband and the survivors.
Goodness. And the whole joining the warband element, is that non-negotiable?
It keeps us alive, so I'd say we accept the joining.
It's the highest praise and honor.
Right. It's, well, I'm very important.
Yes,
I
desert
really
sent you by
do.
magic.
I really need to go home.
She
To the sea.
starts drawing her scimitar. You wish to challenge me? One-on-one duel.
Oh, goodness, no. Oh, golly. Ah, you're so funny.
Faja, I do not understand. She says she is important.
I think that her importance comes from being sent here by the desert. Maybe she's a bit... It's
desert
the
is very
adjustment,
hot,
I'm sure.
And it's making my skin dry out, and that's bad for my complexion, which also makes my brain funny. Ooh, ooh.
Should we put her out of her misery?
Oh, Jesus! I can't believe it. I also have no idea who this Jesus fellow is.
Come, Brulnik, gather them. Take them to the the preparation room, and
Preparation room.
we will set up the arena.
Good. I
Faja,
grab my
you
stuff.
shall stay with them.
I will. I'll try to raise the right spirit of the desert in them, I say, and let the flame dance around my hands once more.
This is good. We are in for a treat. And she turns and starts marching back towards the warband. Brulnik and the other guard sort of stand around you, clearly meaning to guide you back to the holding cells. But they'll give you time to gather your things, Forja.
I get my stuff and put it on my back. Onward to great honor.
Absolutely nothing can go wrong.
You are blessed. You
Of
will make
course.
it.
Wow, we have way different impressions of what blessed mean, but suppose so.
You are a
What
friend
was
of
that?
heat. It will help you.
But what was that about blessed of the desert that the war chief said? What does that mean?
Well, you came here and you are not dead. You traveled several days through the desert, not coming from here, so you must be blessed. You practically landed in my lap, and I'm the daughter of the desert, so you are blessed.
Okay.
In her great wisdom, she sent you to me, so I could bring you here.
There have been stranger forms of government, I suppose.
I've seen him.
I saw you walk through the night with that horrible terrain, and you did not falter. You're stronger than you'd think. Don't doubt your strength, or you wouldn't have ended up here.
It's not my
Faja,
strength.
Yes.
a question. How many teams have you brought to the orcs?
I don't count. You're the first ones thus blessed.
Ah.
Oh, how wonderful.
Is
You have
this
been brought
another
with
thing?
strange water magic. That is new. A few days ago, I saw a star falling, and it was red as blood in the night, and the heat washed over me, and I knew something special was coming. And I went out looking for the star. So far, I have not found it, but I found pretty minerals, and I found you. So that is blessing of the desert, I'm sure.
So, we are the blessing of the desert. You,
You are
the one
blessed.
that we are blessed, and you are the one that brings the blessing to the orcs.
I
What
am
do you,
daughter of the desert. Yes.
what do you get back from the orcs? Why would you bring us to them? What do you get out of this?
Would
We
you
wanna
have
go.
rather? The orcs are the strongest here. If there is a way for you to get home, you will have to be part of that strength. They are the only ones here who revere magic, and strange magics brought you here. In order to get in touch with the magic, you need to be a part of the orcs. Understand?
And to
I
become
understand.
part of the orcs, we need to.
You impress them, yes, you need to kill merciless like heatstroke. Like the sting of the scorpion.
Are we in the holding chamber?
So you guys will be being marched there, I suppose, and as you have been walking, I suppose it'll probably be about now that you will end up walking into this. It's more of a tent, really. It's a tent. There's a weapon rack on one side and an armor rack on the other. Except it looks like most of the things here are designed to be used by children.
So, like training weapons?
Training weapons, that sort of thing. There's nothing in here that you could use to actually kill someone.
But they have their own weapons, right?
Yeah, I mean, like, I have a spear.
Are they allowed to use their own weapons? Do I know that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they can use their own weapons.
Yeah.
So I turn to Ariel and I take out my rapier and I say, I know how to use this. Do you know how to use that? And I point to her spear.
Oh, yes, you see here's the sharp part. This goes through things. So I've used it many times to catch fish.
These are going to be very, very, very large fish. Have you ever caught a shark before?
Sharks? Where?
Imagine that what's on the other side of that, and I point to whatever's, the arena side of everything, is going to be full of sharks. Are you going to be able to kill those?
What sort of sharks? Hammerhead sharks? Grey white sharks? Small sharks? Tiger sharks? What sort of sharks? It's very important that you answer me.
Desert walking sharks?
What's
I
the
had once.
nastiest shark you can imagine?
Oh goodness. It's one nasty shark. But I heard once of a great warrior who slayed a shark, and so I shall think of him and try my very best.
Your very best is going to be what? The spear, or do you truly know something else?
Well, you see, do you remember the sea witch that I spoke of?
Yes.
Well, she sort of instilled in me a few little tricks, I suppose, and they might come in useful.
Tricks like our friend Faja, like making glass? Because that's not going to help here.
Oh no, I'm sure these things are painful.
Painful how?
Is it a painful magic? I interject.
Well,
Magic to hurt and kill.
well, I mean, certainly magic to incapacitate, because that helps when you're trying to spear things if they're not moving. That's what I find. And look at this weird thing. And I'll do a tiny little bit of poison spray.
Okay.
And look,
That
this
looks good.
happens.
Yes, you incapacitate and then spear them. Right and true.
Loyesh, do you have another tissue?
You're using all of my tissues. What am I going to do when I start crying?
Oh, thank you, Loyesh. Yeah, I wouldn't touch that.
I turn to Zelas and are you capable? Please tell me you're capable. I don't want to die with these.
Zelaz is sitting cross-legged on the ground with her a large sword in her lap, and she says, "I'm meditating." And you can see that there's like her skin is like moving as though like there are scales there, and they are lifting up and falling down. And I'm going to say, as I open my eyes, there are things that we elves do in order to maintain a sense of dignity and a sense of right and a sense of being able to control our emotions, because when you don't, you become like me.
I step back.
I think that means she's capable.
I think you're right. Let's not make her any more mad.
I could sense the heat in her. There's a bit of desert in that one. She will be cruel. And
Thank you very much to the dragon who donates to give Ariel a nat 20. So she can use it to properly surprise the group.
Oh, thank you.
Yay!
So much.
Much
Yes.
Perfect.
Sorry. An orc opens the tent and says,
It is time.
and closes the tent again, just walks off. And outside you can hear the chief standing tall saying, Warband! Today we have the opportunity to test a new magic user. And you can hear sort of like a "Hurrah!" Before the grand melee, a 4-man team battle. And she begins introducing different teams, of which there are 3. Another orc comes in and says to
Forger, it is time for you to join the chief.
I will go with him.
and he will escort you up to the. You can see. You look down onto this like ring. They've just constructed some wooden like structures. So there's seats that sort of go up, almost like a makeshift sort of Colosseum style. There's a big ring, seats going up, and you can see 4 teams on the ground. One all looking with bows and daggers, another with great weapons, and the third one with swords and shields.
Are they all orcs?
They are all orcs, and you guys are also opened up into this ring.
Probably gonna want to focus those guys with great weapons first. They might hurt the most.
Good selection, I say to the chief as I come up beside her.
Yes. And they have some
big
surprises. Keep your eye on them.
Would you like me to ante up the stakes?
In what manner?
I could change the ground in the arena to make it more lively.
I don't like this chick. She's not cool.
Yes, I would like that, but wait until a critical moment.
I will. And I rub my hands and the flame stands around my hands.
So you're all... Go on.
Oh, yeah, as we're walking in, I'm going to hand my strum stick to like an orc kid and say, "Don't touch my stuff." As we're walking in. That's it. I don't want my instrument to be. I only have one of them. I'm like.
So
I imagine very
you all
confused.
stand ready. The chief simply stands, raises her arms. Begin! And immediately, the dual-wielding team run towards the team with bows and knives, and they immediately begin firing on each other. The team with swords and shields almost go into a formation.
Which way are they pointing? Towards us or towards the other groups?
Hectagonal.
Okay.
Oh.
No one is currently attacking you.
Yeah. Holding my spear.
All right.
These aren't fish.
These are fish. I don't know if
Either
nobody's
are they
attacking us.
sharks?
Nobody's attacking us. I'm just gonna stay light on my feet and be prepared to dodge.
I think I'm going to do the same thing and kind of stand one step behind Zalaz, and and ask her where do we go? Which one do you think should be first?
I'm gonna tell him let's just ride this out for a second.
So as the two parties clash, very quickly the great weapon wielding warriors cut down some of the roguelike warriors, and they begin to break, turning and firing arrows back. But these warriors wielding the great axes are soaking up the damage, and they begin to run towards you as they retreat.
I stow my rapier and take out my short bow and knock an arrow in preparation for their advancement. If they're rushing towards me, I'll take a shot.
Yeah. I'll get my hand crossbow out and be ready.
I would like to rage.
So, let's have some initiative checks. Forja, can you make an initiative check for team order?
Oh, damn.
Whew.
Whew.
I don't want to go first. I don't know what to do.
So, you are in luck because Kronta has the higher modifier. So Kronta
Nice.
will be starting off, and your team also goes first. So Kronta, you have the con.
All right. I'll use my hand crossbow to take a shot at one of the dual wielding orcs.
Uh-huh.
Are there any dual-wielding orcs left alive?
Oh, the dual-wielding orcs are the ones that are slaying it. It's the rogues that are in trouble.
Yeah. So, 17 hit.
That... will indeed hit.
53. That can't be right.
Damn!
Right? That's not right.
What?
Yeah, that's a 1d81.
Okay. There's the mistake.
Right. No backsies.
I say that's the blessing of the desert.
So yeah, we'll take the attack roll, but if you could re-roll the damage, that would be amazing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Damn.
Okay, so one of these orcs takes the damage, but again, looks like he's shrugging it off. Like it's not as damaging as it might be if it hit someone else.
Oh, goodness.
Next up is Ariel.
Oh, no. Okay, how far away are the great weapon orcs?
So they are chasing the rogues towards you. The rogues are maybe 20 feet, so the great weapon 25 to 30 feet.
Okay. I'm gonna whip out my light crossbow, sort of fumble it a little bit because I can't remember which way is up. And be like, I'm sorry.
I would like to yell down in Primordial, "You're the warrior!" warrior!
And try and shoot the nearest rogue, like, just in the face, if possible. Let's see how that goes.
Yeah. On a 9, no, it just misses.
Warrior! Okay.
Loyish.
I'm gonna fire at the same one that Krontar was firing at. So I just stand and firmly take aim and fire my short bow.
Okay.
Oh,
Oh, unfortunately your arrow hits the dirt in front of them.
was distracted by the whines of of Ariel next to me. I'm like, you're distracting me. It's time to buck up. We need to be in this together.
Okay. Warrior!
And Zalash.
What's happening?
Sorry, I was muted. And I'm on a mouse pad. Okay, are they close enough for me to get within melee range of them yet, or are they still charging?
You can run to meet them.
I'm going to rage. So you just that sort of effect that you were seeing before happens again, and this time there are just like flowers bursting out of her skin as she starts screaming. "Ah!" And she's going to take a hand axe, and as her action, throw it at the one that Contour hit earlier.
Okay.
Flowers, guys.
Is it a reckless attack?
No, I don't have that yet. I get that at
Oh.
or something. So I just have the capability of rage, but I do I don't
Bonus
know.
damage.
I just wanted to rage.
Yeah.
When they get close enough, I'll hit them with my big sword. But for right now, I'm just gonna hand axe.
That is a solid hit.
7 slashing damage.
7 sass damage?
7 sassing damage. 7
Is that with your rage bonus?
No, I don't get that unless it's a melee attack.
Oh, okay.
But I'm not gonna scuff at 7 damage at first level, so.
So the hand axe funks into this great axe wielder's shoulder, and he sort of like turns but continues to run, not necessarily just towards the rogues now, but also towards you. At the end of your team's turn, Forja, is there anything you'd like to do?
I look at the war chief. Does she look like she wants me to cast the spell already? No. I just sheer encouragement, and I say to her, maybe I gave them too much water. If they are thirsty, they really want to win. If you promise them water afterwards. Next time.
And she'll make quite a big display of leaning forward and picking up like a pewter jug of water and drinking greedily from it, and then putting it down again.
You monster!
The great weapon fighters continue to press and harry the rogues. As they do so, another rogue falls. There are now 2 rogues left. The 2 rogues turn firing, and one of them catches the same one that you guys caught, and his shoulder, he now sort of like is limping, but not down. These shield-wielding orcs have now formed a square formation where they've got 2 shields at front, 2 on side, and they are marching towards you.
How far away are they?
They're probably about 30 feet. They're moving slowly where the others are charging. And we go back to your team and back to top of the round. Kronta.
Alright, gonna keep focus fire on that same one.
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
That's a hit.
2, yep. With 7 piercing. Now that I got my sneak attack bonus in there, not that it matters yet.
And, where were you aiming? How will this bolt kill this orc?
I'm aiming at his head. So the bolt would go in, pierce his temple, probably cause him to just tumble and roll through the ground.
Yep. Flicking up sand as he hits the dirt. There are now 3 great weapon fighters. Any other actions, Kronta?
I'm actually gonna move back a little ways to keep Zalesh between me and as many enemies as possible.
That is a good idea.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
they...
he's actually quite a...
So the rogues are much closer to you now. They were continuing to charge on their turn, so they're now probably respectively 5 and 10, 15 feet. So you guys, you can be within melee damage this round. Ariel, it is your turn.
So is there a rogue like up near my face, like close to me?
Depending on how you guys have arranged yourself, yes.
I think I've probably like moved back reasonably far. Like I'm probably with Kronta and like trying to get back behind Zalash because she is so scary. Very pretty, but very scary. So I'm going to point at one of the big great weapon fighters and cast True Strike. Yeah. No, not on the great weapon fighters, on the one of the guys coming towards us who's in close range. So next time I have advantage against him.
Okay. Fantastic.
Ah! Is how it looks.
Loish!
So I'm going to drop my crossbow on the ground and pull out my rapier, and I'm going to move forward towards one of the rogues that is running towards us, and I'm going to hold my action until Zelas gets close, and I'll attack as soon as she gets next to me, so that I can attack with her benefit.
Of course. So Zalash.
So this screaming ball of potpourri is going to take her greatsword and slash it across the closest person available. Just gonna try doing that. Enrage.
Oof,
Nice.
that is a hit.
Swank.
Oh,
Damn, son!
jeez.
What do you want to do here?
Oh, I want to just run it straight through and then just like catapult it over my shoulder, and then I take the sword. It's kind of like Soul Calibur, like Siegfried, and just do that sort of motion with it.
So this body lands next to you, Ariel. Ariel and Kronta, who are standing behind.
So in the heat of the moment, I'm gonna go ahead and rapier the other rogue that's right there.
Mm-hmm.
You said there were 2 rogues, right?
Yeah.
All right, so that one. So I'm gonna go ahead and rapier the other one. Yes.
Oh, solid.
Damn.
And again.
Oh, I'm just gonna skewer right straight through the heart. Just right through.
Warrior! Yeah!
The rogues are out!
Yeah! Kill him! Kill him!
So, this orc charges towards you, Zalash. Misses. The next swings towards...
It's probably because I threw him off of his footing while I was taking his friend over my shoulder.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Hesitated for just that second. Loyosh. 13?
It's a miss.
It's a miss. This axe sort of like swings close to your body as you dive out of the way. And the third and final great weapon fighter springs forward to also attack at Zalash. They're not feeling great about this. They're a little disappointed in their performance.
How can something so small fight like an orc, they say?
The shield crew continue to push up. Moving in formation, they are now maybe 10 feet away. They are creeping up on the people at the back. Sorry, Ariel.
I feel like these are the guys we need to watch out for. No. Anyway, in game. Roar! Yeah! Punch him! Woo! Ariel's overexcited.
So the chief looks across to Forja and just nods.
As I said, blessed by the desert.
I think now would be a good time.
All right. And I stand up and hold my Fulgurite staff and say an incantation in Primordial that sounds like hissing fire. And then I will create my version of entanglement. And instead of vines sprouting from the floor, the floor turns into some form of quicksand with these little sand eddies swirling around people's legs, turning it in difficult terrain. And you have to make a strength save in order to escape it. It's 20 foot. So how big is the arena floor?
Well, the arena floor is probably around 40 feet big, sort of diameter. But I would say everyone, if you placed it right, you could get nearly everyone in a 20-foot radius.
Okay. I'm going to place it slightly in favor of the group, so that the not so strong ones in the back who have been shooting and stuff like that, I want to see Ariel do something great. So I place it in favor to her. So she's standing right at the side of where that foot. You can see the eddy swirl around her, but she's not really in there, basically. And the floor starts to change and gets trickery.
Okay, so we need some strength saves. So, what's the DC?
My DC, that's a good question. I think it's a 13, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Wisdom 17, 13 DC.
I have advantage on these.
Of course.
Oh yeah. Oh no.
So Zelas is fine. Kronta, not so much. I think Ariel standing... she tried to position
At
it
the
so
edge?
you're not getting it so much. Maybe make a save with advantage.
Okay. Thank God.
Oh, no, so sorry. Kronta did save. Loyosh failed. Got it.
Yeah.
Well, now let's have a look, shall we? Nope. Yes. Nope. Okay, so one of the shield guys becomes bogged down, and the other three surround him, giving him a chance to free himself. The great weapon fighters, one of them carries on attacking in a sort of blind fury. The other two become bogged down. And Kronta, it is your turn.
All right. I will attack probably the closest weapon. Yeah, two-weapon fighter that's nearest Zalash. And is it close enough for me to get a sneak attack?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Bonus?
Yeah, they're close.
Okay.
They've just been attacking Zalash, so yeah.
Yeah. Oh, also did I hit?
Uh,
With a 13.
It just nicks the armor, and you get a glancing blow in.
All right, so roll.
Yep.
Roll damage. Okay. So that's 11 piercing.
That glancing blow must have been on the throat or something. As this,
Apparently.
he's not down. He's not down, but he does take significantly more damage than I was expecting. Yeah. So one of the, I imagine you're attacking one of the ones that's been bogged down. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So he's sort of like
Missing.
standing there, taking the thing, like, ah, locked down.
All right, and then I'm going to move and encourage Ariel to follow me as I swing around to the to keep the shield guys between me and Zalash.
And Ariel, it is your turn. So do you follow?
Yeah, I definitely follow. I'm just trying to find poison spray in my player's handbook because I can't remember what the range is on it. But as I'm like running to follow, I will like hold out my hands and poison spray.
Yep.
At whoever we pass, be like, ah!
So yeah, it's 10 feet. So you can easily poison spray one of the great weapon fighters. I'll let you take a choice.
Nice. Okay, sweet. Yeah. The one that just got the 11 damage, glancing damage. I shall poison spray. So yeah, it's a DC save of 12. Oh well.
Yeah.
You, okay.
The orc
With-
just sort of.
I mean, like normally on a save, you'd still take half, right?
Yeah.
You did 3 damage. That's so pathetic.
Yeah.
This one spits at me.
Lush.
I'm gonna take out my dagger. I'm like struggling. I'm like, what is this? One of the great swords are next to me and Zalash. After trying to attack me, I'm going to attack one of the uninjured ones that are in front of me here. So rapier first.
Unfortunately, an 11 does not hit.
Okay, and then with my bonus action, I'll use my dagger. Full of anger from the things around my feet. I just can't seem to concentrate on what I'm trying to attack.
Are you attacking one of the restrained ones that are bogged down?
Yes, if there's one in front of me that's not been injured, yes.
Shouldn't you have like advantage then because they are restrained?
Are they restrained or are they just...
Yeah, they are. Those who didn't make the save are restrained by the quicksand, by the entanglement spell. That's why I cast it. To give the rogues advantage.
Oh.
Yeah, so, yeah, we'll give you the... Yeah, definitely, you can take an advantage on it. So hang on, they cancel because you're restrained as well. So the ruling goes, attack rolls against the creature have advantage, and the creature's attack rolls have disadvantage, so the both of you will just cancel out.
Yeah, I see.
Alright, there we go.
Zalash, you are not entangled.
I am not. I'm gonna hit somebody with my sword again. I think. I don't know. Let's find out.
That is a hit.
13 is a hit? Ah, yeah. Boom.
Kronta deliberately picked out one that was close to you, so I'm going to say you're attacking the same person.
Yeah.
And, are you forming a pattern here? How's this one working?
Oh, wait, is this guy dead too?
Wow. I would think I did half the amount to him.
Oh, okay, I'm gonna, go to, strike him, and, when, Kronter hits him, he stumbles back a little bit, and I'm, like, right up near him, and I'm like, and I just headbutt him.
Kill him with a headbutt. Love
Yep.
Yeah, as his nose crushes into his face, And he just sort of like reels back, and blood just flows, and he just falls backwards onto the dirt.
Yeah, woo, warriors.
And Chief just sort of turns to Borgia and is like, perhaps truly they are blessed by the desert.
Yes.
Except me, I can't seem to do anything.
You have a net 20, right?
I do. I'm saving it for like the perfect, most epic moment. But I'm worried that like Zalash is gonna kill everyone before I have an opportunity.
Oh yeah. Pasha really likes Zalash. She's the one who likes heat the most, and she's just killing it down there.
Yeah, she is. She is literally killing it.
Yes.
The entangled orc slashes at Loyash.
That's a hit.
15.
Oh.
I am
Ouch.
down.
Loyash falls to the great axe.
Oh, what? This isn't cool.
The second orc, who is not restrained, attacks Zelash. Zelash don't care.
Yeah. Whatever.
Entangled, the orcs, the guard orcs, 2 of them take front with shields, and the 2 behind throw javelins, and they are aiming for the retreating Kronta and Ariel. So we'll go Kronta.
God damn it.
That hits. Ouch.
And Ariel, this will be made at disadvantage as this person is entangled.
Okay.
Nice.
We're better warriors than you.
Now,
What the heck?
can everyone please make a strength save to see if you can free up your entanglement, if you are entangled?
I think the only one who was entangled is down, right?
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Drowning in quicksand.
And Loyash, you were entangled, right?
Yeah, but I'm dead
He's de-
at the moment.
he's
Or
down.
knocked out. I'm unconscious.
That will do it. That will indeed do it. So we come back round to Kronta's turn.
All right. I'm going to attack the two-handed orc that knocked down Loash.
Mm-hmm. That is a solid hit.
Nice.
Right. For 12 damage.
Whoa. Rogues, man, they're the best.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying this.
Yeah.
I am having fun.
Yeah.
This is how much fun I'm having.
Yeah.
The
First rogue, by the way.
The arrow strikes in the shoulder, and doesn't quite take the kill.
Oh, damn. That's really annoying.
Yeah.
Ariel.
Okay, seeing this, she's gonna whip out dagger. No, she's still got her light crossbow out, so she will use the light crossbow just to try finish him off. 15.
That is a hit.
Yes.
Nice.
Yes, baby. Oh wait, it's not. Well, oh, wait. I'm sorry. I seem to have messed something up, so I can't just click it to roll damage. So that is sorry. Roll 20. Roll 20.
It's fine. Roll 20 can be a dick sometimes. It's all good.
Yes. 9 damage. In Primordial, she'll be like to Forger. She'll be like, warrior.
And I yell back, yes! You're the hunter!
How does this happen? How did it pan out?
I think as the orc like goes where he got struck, I'll want to like get the bolt right in his mouth and like.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Oh, okay. So like, as he like goes and goes back, yeah,
Yeah.
the trajectory just goes
Blood
up
of
and
my
through.
enemies. Yes.
And the remaining orc, because there is now only one great weapon fighter, is looking sort of like from Zalash to this small creature, like.
That's so great. And
Loyish.
I've still got my natural 20. Yes.
Loyish, it is your turn.
Here is my death save.
Oh, fingers crossed.
Oh.
No.
Zalash.
Zalash, yeah, the guy next to her is still alive, right?
Oh, yeah.
He tries to slash at her, and like she's not even really paying attention, except that some of her flowers get sliced off, and she just turns at him with this very, very angered stare, and she's going to slash across at him now. I don't think that one's gonna hit.
That's not a hit, I'm afraid.
That's okay. She's a little mad right now.
She was thrown off because of the flowers.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Up.
Yeah, the flowers like just kind of poof up in the way, and she slashes across. It's really good, like confetti, but not so great.
Aesthetically pleasing, but not effective.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Up in the booth, Forja,
Yes.
you hear a gargling sound from behind you,
Okay. I quickly turn around.
as does the chief, and both of you regard the two orc guards standing at the entrance with daggers in their throats, bubbling, as men garbed in all sorts of cloths, or maybe women, enter the tent with daggers in hands. The daggers are sort of like curved and wavy, and they are approaching. One sort of looking a bit annoyed that his target made noise.
If I can do something, I'm going to hold my hands like that, and fire bursts in a brightly lit cone.
Go for
Engulfing
it.
both of them.
Go for it, yeah.
I'm going to cast Burning Hands on the assassins, so that I don't hit the war chief, of course.
Of course.
Of course.
So they have to do a dexterity save. They will both make it. So they get 4 points of fire damage.
So they're like singeing. They're used to the desert. They're used to the heat. Their clothes singe a little, but they press onwards. As you do this, the war chief reaches down beside her and grabs up a large horn and is just like, and all around the camp.
That's a really great war horn sound effect, by the way. That's talent.
Thank you. And the fighters fighting you, it's their turn. They disengage. They step back.
There are assassins. All the warband must combine.
All right, no complaint.
Are we part of your warband now?
Until you die, yes.
Yay!
As a free action, I would like to draw my scimitar and hold it out in front of me.
So the rest of you are now out of combat. The assassins turn and run to leave.
Can I throw more fire at them as they're running? Because I would attack them with a produce flame then.
I don't see why not.
Does a 16 hits one of them as they're retreating?
Yes, a 16
Holding out
will
my
hit.
hands, the fire engulfs it, and I throw the fire after the assassin.
A 16 will hit.
Nice. So it's only 3
Aw.
fire damage.
It looks really cool. So.
Mhm.
I will pursue the assassins.
So as you guys, I guess you're all going to leave the arena and make your way up to the booth.
It seems like a very good time to escape.
As you do, you separate from the orcs, who will go to their own holding cells, and they the 4 of you will enter this tent alone to grab your things on your way through? Or would you just carry running straight through? Because as you do, you hear a familiar voice.
Yes, I think I've got it. There's some sort of flux going on back in the far corner. Perhaps if I just tweak this here, and
Before that happens, can we take one of the orcs with us? Can one of the orcs be with us so that they get the whole experience of being somewhere else?
The child that you gave the stick.
Oh yeah, I get an orc kid.
This is going.
I just grab him instead of like my drumstick. Just the whole kid.
So suddenly the tent doors both cover with that filmy water you'll recognize.
Wait,
Well,
what's happening?
The filmy water covers the tent doors.
Oh,
this again.
Anywhere is better than here, I say, and I'm gonna bolt through it.
Yeah, you run straight into the now familiar tunnel of water.
Is there any way that I can see like one more of the fighting orcs maybe running off after an assassin? Please say yes.
Why not? As you are running from the arena, you see one of the assassins slinking down the wall nearby.
Okay. Ariel's gonna heft her spear, and she's gonna like throw it, and she's gonna be like, "Shark hunting!" And I would like to use my natural 20 to impale.
Yeah, please do. That's just a damage roll.
Oh my goodness. So, okay, that's 11 in total with my natural 20.
You catch the assassin's hand, and it hangs limp from the thing. It cries out, but stifles its cry. And then it's trying to like climb back up to take the weight off of the spearhead, but it can't do it. And as it does so, it just sort of falls, and the spearhead splits the hand as it falls to the ground.
I killed a shark! I mean, I didn't, but... Warrior! Yeah! And then I'll go... and then I'll jump into the blue.
And again, you have the similar tunnel effect.
I couldn't waste my natural 20.
I know, I appreciate that. Zelas and Kronta, are you guys all going the same way? All jumping?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Excellent. So...
But what, isn't Loyosh just like...
Dead on the ground.
dead?
Oh, yeah.
Did no one have to pick him up?
No.
I did. My character wouldn't.
Oh, dear.
I thought about it, but also I'm enraged, so I'm not really thinking about anything. I picked up a kid on the way, though.
And you look at him and you're like, you're not Loyosh.
Yeah, pretty much. I grab who I think is Loyosh. Going. He's short.
So through this watery tunnel...
But Loyosh was so nice to me. I can't believe I left him.
Yeah, no, you were killing assassins. You had more important things to do. Ariel, Kronta, Zelash, and this orc kid are now going through this tunnel. Ariel, you appear in a public men's bathroom.
Oh goodness, please put your penis away.
Zelash, you erupt from a cup on a side stall vendor, dousing people around you in water in a town you don't recognize.
I look back and forth again, and then I'm gonna reach into my pocket and then tip the bartender. And then leave.
Kronta, you appear in a hammock.
Oh,
I had to.
What's
We
up?
always have two hammocks.
okay. Well then.
Loyos, you are dead on the arena ground.
Yeah.
I mean, who knows what happens to that orc kid? I mean, who knows? Forja,
Yes.
as you chase after the assassins, you can see that they're all jumping on horses and riding away. There has been a raiding party of maybe 20 or 30, but some horses are leaving it empty. It's been a good day for the warband.
So does the warband follow them? To hunt them down?
The warband is, but they are not prepared to move right now. So
I would like to go back to the arena and investigate if there are more assassins. What happened to my team?
Save Loyosh. Save him.
on the ground, Loyos, give me a death saving throw whilst this has all been going on. Oh.
God damn it.
You can see Loyos bleeding out on the ground, and nearby an assassin approaching him with a severely cut hand.
Okay.
It's like in half. It's like in two pieces.
Yeah.
I am going to deal with the assassin by the way, is the entanglement spell still going? Is the floor still...
Yes, but they are not entangled.
Okay. I'm going to throw more fire at the damaged assassin. He's not the one that I hit before, right?
No.
Didn't think so. Ah, I guess 7 is not going to do it, right?
No, I guess not. I'm afraid not. However, you get its attention and it turns and fires a light crossbow at you. But I have to remember to modify the damage on that because that's craziness.
Okay. Oh, 22.
Please take 8 damage as the bolt is just it's sort of like just a blank fire, so you can almost select where it hits you. But it's quite damaging.
All right then.
Loyosh, can you please make me another death saving throw?
Oh, warrior.
Forja.
I will go after the assassin. He did fire at me, right? How far away is he from me?
Maybe 10 feet, and Loyosh is 15.
But he's in the middle of the... because it's concentration, can I drop the entanglement?
Yes.
And I will go over to Loyosh and place my hand on him and cast Cure Wounds while holding my scimitar in a menacing way. So I stabilize.
With Cure Wounds, Loyosh, you are stabilized.
Phew.
Sand sharks.
9 hit points.
All right.
Does an 11 hit you, Forja?
No, it doesn't.
And as this happens, several more orcs, seeing the assassin that has not fled with the rest, jump down from the stands, drawing weapons, and they just bear down on him. There's no attack rolls for this. It's just like a bundle of stabbing, and they are almost in like a frenzy. It's more like watching piranhas feeding than it is watching any sort of fight, as not only the assassin is stabbed in this mess of blades and bodies, but when they separate, the assassin lies dead on the ground. And I think that is probably an excellent place to wrap up this little one-shot.
Ariel's just in the bathroom like, no, oh, gross.
I love the con man dwarf being stuck in the desert. What a character choice.
So this was actually a prequel one-shot to the campaign that I'm going to start running on the 12th of June next next Tuesday. That's the reason Forja had a bit more lore than anyone else, because
And she was a mole.
Yeah, she had
was
something.
in.
I couldn't get it out of her, but she had something.
So I really hope you guys enjoyed it.
Oh, a lot, yes.
I definitely enjoyed it. I think my favourite bit, and maybe this is just me being overly British, but I loved the long awkward silences. They were great. You know, in the tent, the tension, like, oh, I love it. It's like being stuck in an elevator with someone for just a little bit too long. Oh, live for those moments. Live for them. So last time we went in camera order, but left Tahina last. This time we'll go in the opposite order, so we'll start with Tahina. Tahina, are you looking forward to the season?
Oh, yes, very much so. I'm very much in love with Forja by creating her, looking up reference stuff for her dress style and how you could animal bone and hide and stuff like that. So I really love her, and it was a blast to play her today, play around a bit with the accent. I was not sure if I should give her one or not.
I liked the accent. I liked it.
I decided to go with it. So I look very much forward to the 12th, and I'm also going to roll more die today. In a few hours, I'm playing another one-shot. So if you don't have enough with D&D, and whoever has, if we are truthful, you can come watch me play over at Fumbles and Fame. And you can find me on Twitter at Tahina_Andale.
Fantastic.
Thank you for having me.
No, thank you for coming along. So next up, we have Marcy.
Hi. So that was fun. I've never actually played a barbarian in 5th edition before, or any edition actually. So that was a whole lot of slashing. That's fun. I'm rolling more dice soon too. Tomorrow I've got like Cypher System out the wazoo. We did Life on Mard last night. You can still watch the video on demand on Twitch. Tomorrow I'm doing Cypher System. It's going to be 11 EST, and you can watch us do Spice on Trains. We're calling it lovingly Spifer System. And then next week we've got the Academy, but I'm sure Scrat can release the cast for you on that. We are doing the emergence of the superheroes bright and early.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be fantastic. It's this time, isn't it? 7 a.m.
Yeah, I think so.
This slot. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. Really, very much indeed. So next up we have Tim.
Hi, I'm Tim. This is honestly my first streamed D&D session, so please be gentle with your criticism. You can find me at Wraithby_ESG on Twitch, Twitter, and just about anywhere that it exists. It's me, and I hope to be able to get more involved in the D&D stream.
Yeah, fantastic. I to be honest, I forgot it was your first time, and you took it like a duck to water. That was absolutely spot on. So thank you very much, and I'm really happy to break your cherry. Next up is Maestro Murdoch.
That's the one, Maestro.
Close.
Maestro. Anyway, thank you so much to Scrat for putting this together. This was my first streamed guest show where I've never been on another show before. I do a weekly. I've been doing a weekly D&D show live, where we play live, the 5 of us, and stream it using Roll20, so that the cast gets to see the screen and everything. So that's a lot of fun. We do that on my channel, Maestro Murdoch, and you can also follow me on Twitter and follow all of these people. They are very active on Twitter and they are fantastic. So I can't wait to watch more of this.
Thank you. And all of you, please feel free to spam the chat with links, because I don't block anything like that, and we want to go and check out where you are. And we also want to go and check out where Ellie Sempestra is, last but not least.
Hello. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much for inviting me to play today. And well done everyone else for putting up with my character. I had no idea she was going to be so annoying, but I wanted to kill her. So thanks guys for being such great sports. I had so much fun. Yeah, this is super, super duper. So you can catch me on Twitter. I'm @_Kempester, CEMPESTRE. At the moment, I'm tweeting a lot about finishing writing my PhD. I'm running out of funding, so things are getting a bit crazy. You can catch me Wednesday nights, well, nights or days, depending where in the world you are, I guess, on the Greyhawk channel and Mordenkainen's Path of the Plains. It's a plane hopping adventure, and I play a character very different to Ariel. She's a very moody, very quiet rogue who like wants to kill everyone. I also do a podcast called The Undecideds, which is a D&D podcast, and another podcast called Monster Crush, which is about dating cryptids, monsters, and aliens. And you can find all the information about that on my Twitter profile.
Fantastic.
And like my face hurts from smiling so much from today. So,
Good.
Yeah. This was fun.
And when you mentioned that Greyhawk channel game, I saw the I popped in for a little bit last week, and I saw
You did,
the
yeah.
clip of Shane killing that guy, and your reactions were just absolutely phenomenal. It's worth checking them out too. Very worth it.
It's a good game.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's me, guys. I'm Scradicus. I do D&D all the time. I mean, if I told you all the D&D I had planned right now, we'd sit here for another 3 hours. We don't have time for that. So I'll just go through the highlights. We've got a new campaign starting on the 12th. A Necromancer's Wishes on Mondays. We've got the Academy on the 10th, featuring Marcy playing some Cypher, featuring me, featuring Chelsea, Little Red Dot, and featuring Katie Face, who's going to be doing some Honey Heist. So is that next Saturday? It is next Saturday. That's next Saturday here on the show. And yeah, plenty more D&D all the way through. If you guys want to get involved, these are the links that you need. Sorry, Wily Hobbit buddy, you've come right in at the end. Discord, come in to share artwork, view artwork, talk D&D, ask D&D questions. We're very, very newbie friendly, and there will be someone there who can answer your rules questions if you have any, or if you need help building a character or anything like that. Our Discord's very supportive. It's a great little community to be in. If you want to get involved in a game, get on the Twitter, send me a DM. I'll put you in the Fabled Diary, and we'll get you a game. And YouTube, I've made a gargantuan effort recently to update all the videos. So now it's not a place where you can go and look at how far behind I am. Now it's a place where you can go and see all of the one-shots that we have played. And I'll be uploading the Necromancer's Wish campaign very, very soon. So yeah, I've also got other things. Like if you guys didn't know, I have the Patreon. I also have some merch. So that's the links for them there. But for now, we've got 10 minutes until the next show. So I'm going to go and take a quick break. And then we'll be back with more D&D action. So thank you all for coming along.
Thanks for watching.
Bye.
For taking us with us.
Fun.